In this episode, we look at unsupported, unpatched, obsolete, and unmanaged systems, and why they can become some of the riskiest parts of an environment. These systems are dangerous because they often sit quietly in the background while the rest of the organization moves forward. A server may still be running an old operating system, OS, because one application depends on it. A laptop may miss updates because it has not connected to management tools in months. A forgotten application may still be reachable even though the team that created it no longer exists. A device may be used for real work but never appear in the official inventory. Attackers care about these systems because they often combine weak defenses, poor visibility, and valuable access. The main lesson is that risk does not only come from brand new attacks. It also comes from old systems, missing maintenance, unclear ownership, and technology that nobody is actively protecting. Before we continue, a quick note. This audio course is part of our companion study series. The first book is a detailed study guide that explains the exam and helps you prepare for it with confidence. The second is a Kindle-only ebook with 1,000 flashcards you can use on your mobile device or Kindle for quick review. You can find both at Cyber.Me in the Bare Metal Study Guide series. An unsupported system is a system that no longer receives normal support from the vendor, developer, or responsible maintainer. Support can include security updates, bug fixes, compatibility improvements, technical help, and official guidance when something goes wrong. When support ends, the system may continue running, but it becomes harder to protect over time. If a new weakness is discovered, there may be no patch. If a security tool stops working with that system, there may be no modern replacement. If the system fails, there may be fewer people who know how to recover it. Unsupported systems create a gap between what the organization depends on and what can still be defended properly. They are especially risky when they are connected to networks, handle sensitive data, support important operations, or rely on old software that attackers already understand well. Running does not mean safe. It only means the system has not stopped yet. An unpatched system is a system that is missing available updates. This is different from unsupported. In an unsupported system, the vendor may no longer provide fixes. In an unpatched system, the fix may exist, but it has not been applied. That can happen for many reasons. The team may not know the system exists. The patch may require testing. The system may be fragile. The application owner may fear downtime. The device may be offline during normal maintenance windows. Someone may assume another team is responsible. Whatever the reason, attackers often look for missing patches because known vulnerabilities are easier to use than unknown ones. Once a weakness is publicly documented, attackers can build methods to find and exploit systems that remain behind. A patch is not just a software improvement. In many cases, it is the line between a known weakness and a closed path. Obsolete systems are systems that may still function but no longer fit the organization's security, operational, or business needs. Obsolete does not always mean broken. An old application might still process data. An old server might still answer requests. An old device might still connect to the network. The problem is that the system may rely on outdated designs, weak security assumptions, unsupported components, or old communication methods. It may not support modern authentication, encryption, logging, monitoring, or management. It may require old browsers, old plugins, or old administrative tools. It may be hard to integrate with current security controls. Obsolescence can also create knowledge risk because fewer people understand how the system works. If only one person knows how to maintain a legacy application, the organization has a people problem as well as a technology problem. The system may keep running, but it may become harder to defend every year. An unmanaged system is a system that is not properly tracked, controlled, maintained, or monitored by the organization. This category is especially dangerous because unmanaged systems may be invisible to normal security processes. A laptop may not receive updates because it is not enrolled in device management. A server may not appear in the asset inventory. A cloud resource may be created for testing and then forgotten. A printer, camera, or network device may be connected without ownership. A contractor device may touch internal resources without meeting the same standards as managed devices. Unmanaged systems create uncertainty. Security teams may not know what software is installed, whether patches are current, whether logs are collected, whether encryption is enabled, or who is responsible when something goes wrong. Attackers benefit from uncertainty because defenders cannot protect what they cannot see, and they cannot respond well to systems they do not understand. Old operating systems are a common example because they often sit at the center of many legacy risks. An OS provides the foundation for applications, user access, hardware interaction, network communication, and security controls. When an OS becomes old enough, it may stop receiving updates, stop supporting modern security features, or stop working with current management tools. The organization may keep it because a business application only runs there, a piece of equipment depends on it, or migration would be expensive. Attackers may target old operating systems because the weaknesses are well known and the defenses may be limited. Even when the system is not directly exposed to the internet, it may still be reachable from internal networks or from compromised accounts. The danger grows when old systems are treated as normal systems. They usually need special attention, tighter access, stronger monitoring where possible, and a plan for replacement. Forgotten servers are another high-risk example. A server may be created for a project, test environment, temporary migration, vendor proof of concept, or old application. Later, the project ends, people move roles, and the server remains. It may still be running. It may still have network access. It may still contain data, credentials, configuration files, or connections to other systems. Forgotten servers are attractive because they often miss patch cycles, ownership reviews, backup plans, and monitoring. They may also run services that no one remembers exposing. An attacker scanning the network may find the server before the organization does. That is a painful but common pattern. The system was not important enough for anyone to maintain, but it was connected enough to create risk. Inventory and ownership matter because every system should have a reason to exist, a responsible owner, and a defined security baseline. Unmanaged laptops can create risk because they move with people and often sit close to identity and data. A laptop may hold saved browser sessions, cached files, email access, collaboration tools, virtual private network, VPN, software, and local documents. If it is unmanaged, the organization may not be able to enforce updates, encryption, screen lock settings, endpoint protection, or remote wipe. The device may miss security patches for months. It may run risky software. It may connect from home networks, hotels, airports, classrooms, and coffee shops. If the laptop is lost or stolen, the organization may not know what data was on it or how to remove access quickly. Bring your own device. BYOD. Programs can also create unmanaged risk when personal devices access business systems without clear controls. Mobility is useful, but mobile access needs management. Otherwise, a convenient device can become a quiet path into sensitive work. Legacy applications are often the reason old systems survive. A legacy application is an older application that the organization still depends on, even though it may be difficult to maintain, replace, or secure. It might support billing, records, manufacturing, scheduling, inventory, reporting, or a specialized business process. The application may require an old database, old server version, old browser, or old authentication method. It may not log events clearly. It may not support multi-factor authentication, MFA. It may store passwords poorly or use weak communication methods. Replacing it may be hard because the business process is complicated, the vendor is gone, the data is difficult to migrate, or users depend on old workflows. Legacy applications show why security decisions can involve trade-offs. The application may be risky, but shutting it off overnight may also harm the organization. The safer path usually requires planning, protection, and a realistic transition strategy. Attackers see unsupported, unpatched, obsolete, and unmanaged systems as easier opportunities. They may scan the internet for old services, known vulnerable versions, exposed management pages, weak remote access, or devices with default settings. Inside a network, they may look for systems with outdated software, weak passwords, missing monitoring, or trusted connections to more valuable assets. They often do not need to invent a new attack if a known weakness still works. A publicly known vulnerability can become a repeatable method against organizations that have not patched. An old application can reveal information that helps further movement. A forgotten server can store credentials. An unmanaged device can be used as a foothold. Attackers are practical. They look for the path with the least resistance. Old and unmanaged systems often provide that path because they fall outside the normal rhythm of maintenance and review. The risk is not only that these systems can be compromised. The risk is also that compromise may be hard to detect. Old systems may not support modern logging. Unsupported systems may not work well with current monitoring agents. Unmanaged systems may not send logs anywhere. Obsolete applications may record events in formats nobody reviews. A forgotten server may not have an owner watching its behavior. If attackers use one of these systems, they may have more time before anyone notices. Detection depends on visibility, and visibility depends on management. This is why asset inventory, logging, endpoint protection, vulnerability scanning, and network monitoring all connect to this topic. A system that cannot be monitored should not be treated as ordinary. If it must remain, the organization needs other ways to watch and limit it, such as network restrictions, access controls, and closer review of the systems around it. Risk-based decisions are necessary because many organizations cannot replace every old system immediately. Some legacy systems support critical work. Some patches require testing. Some unsupported devices are tied to specialized equipment. Some applications are waiting for a funded replacement project. Security teams have to reduce risk while the longer-term fix is being planned. That may mean isolating the system on a restricted network, limiting who can access it, removing internet exposure, disabling unnecessary services, increasing monitoring around it, using stronger authentication where possible, or placing compensating controls in front of it. A compensating control is a different protective measure used when the preferred fix cannot happen right away. This does not make the weakness disappear. It reduces the chance or impact of exploitation. The key is honesty. If a risky system must remain, the organization should know why, who owns it, what protects it, and when the decision will be reviewed. Good security hygiene starts with knowing what exists. Asset inventory is the foundation because it tells the organization what systems, applications, devices, and services are present. Without inventory, patching becomes guesswork. Ownership becomes unclear. Incident response slows down. Risk acceptance becomes accidental rather than deliberate. An effective inventory should include more than a device name. It should connect systems to owners, business purpose, software versions, data sensitivity, network exposure, and support status. This information helps security teams identify unsupported systems before support ends, find devices missing patches, detect obsolete applications, and spot unmanaged assets. Inventory is not a one-time document. Environments change constantly. New cloud services appear, laptops are issued, temporary servers are created, vendors connect tools, and applications are retired. Keeping inventory current may sound ordinary, but it is one of the most powerful ways to reduce hidden attack surfaces. Patch management is another major part of reducing this risk. Patch management is the process of identifying, testing, approving, applying, and verifying updates. It sounds simple until you consider how many systems, applications, dependencies, and business schedules may be involved. Some patches are routine. Others are urgent because attackers are actively exploiting the weakness. A good patch process balances speed and stability. It should identify critical updates quickly, test where needed, deploy in a controlled way, and confirm that the patch actually applied. It should also handle exceptions. If a system cannot be patched, that exception should be documented and protected with other controls. Patch management is not only a technical task. It is a coordination task that involves system owners, operations teams, application teams, security teams, and sometimes business leaders. Missing patches create risk, but poorly planned changes can also disrupt important work. The goal is timely, reliable risk reduction. As you continue with Security Plus version 8 and SY0801, remember that unsupported, unpatched, obsolete, and unmanaged systems are high risk because they combine exposure, weakness, and uncertainty. Unsupported systems may no longer receive fixes. Unpatched systems are missing fixes that already exist. Obsolete systems may no longer fit modern security needs. Unmanaged systems may not be visible, controlled, or monitored. Old operating systems, forgotten servers, unmanaged laptops, And legacy applications are not just technical clutter. They can become entry points, hiding places, and stepping stones for attackers. The practical mindset is to ask what exists, who owns it, whether it is supported, whether it is patched, whether it is still needed, and how it is controlled. Security improves when old and forgotten technology is brought back into view. You cannot protect everything perfectly, but you can reduce the danger by making hidden systems visible, owned, maintained, restricted, and eventually replaced.
Thanks for listening. For more audio courses, daily newsletters, and more, please visit DailyCyber.News.